All right, so today we're doing something kind of special. We're working on this old 1952 MG, it's either TD or TC, I keep forgetting. But I wanted to give you guys a undercarriage perspective of this old car. It's going to be a survivor. In other words, rough and ready is what I call it. We want to fix it up, drive it as is. You can see it's got some rust. It's been off the road since '82, I think. So we're going to look under the carriage here. I got my light on my camera. I figured out how to do that. Just wanted to show some interesting things. We obviously had to put new tires on it because they wouldn't roll. They still have the fuzzies. They've never been driven on. The tires were rotted. The car came from California from a friend to work on. And I just want to check out the front steering. Can you see that steering rack? It's a forward rack. It's pretty cool. It's got lower A-arm with coil over or coil in between type suspension. But the shocks is what I wanted to point out. It's got lever arm shocks. Let's see if I can get a good view of that. I don't know if you can, but the shocks are right on top of the upper control arm there. Block that light so you can see better. We'll go to the back. You can see it has an aluminum finned oil pan. Little bell housing right there. And the floorboards are wood. It's all wood here. Just paneling, kind of like sheeting. Frame rails actually are I-beam and in good shape. We've got our master cylinder bolted right there to the inner box, I guess, of the frame. This is all wood out here. All the wood appears to be in pretty good shape. I was wanting to assess this car to see if it was worth getting going. I didn't want the thing to fall apart or crack in half. Little drive line. The exhaust system is actually pretty good. Tiny, tiny little exhaust pipe, probably a 1-inch. You can see the lever arm shocks here. So we have our axle. Let me turn on this way, the light's a little better. Our axle right here, and then we have our axle retainers or limiting straps. And above that we have our shock absorber unit, which is attached to by this little rod that goes across, and then down a connecting rod here to the axle. So there's probably oil in here. There's a big screw or a big nut here for an oil reservoir. I'm not a real big British guy, but I took this car on as a job to help out a friend. I'm very excited to get back on the road. So we're just doing an inspection right now. It has an external gas tank in the back. You can see there's the drain plug for that. There's the feed line, and somebody's adapted a aftermarket electric pump. The car's got 2 or 3 fuel pumps. There's probably going to be some issues with the dual carburetors, I'm assuming. Gas tank's either got to come out or get cleaned. It's actually painted body color. I don't know what this is, a little package tray. I think that's for putting the convertible top down. This here is all wood, metal. Don't often see a lot of wood on cars these days. So again, the floorboards are all wood. The trim boards on the outside here, these are all wood, run the length of the car. This package tray above the rear differential is wood, and then beyond the package tray, or maybe the end of the package tray, is all wood. A lot of wood in this car. Thankfully, it looks like it's in good shape. So we will continue on here to the front, show you a couple more things. The engine was completely seized when I got this car. I squirted the spark plug holes full of oil and got it to turn over by hand. You can hand crank it. There's a hole right there in the bottom. I don't know that I'm brave enough to try that, but that's a good first start. I think it's going to be okay. Well, I hope. We'll get it running and see what the engine sounds like. Make sure everything's good, then start doing the brakes and maybe driving it. See if I can get an outside perspective here for you. It's red with a white top and white walls. You see that? Sorry, the lighting is kind of funky. Has a Continental kit spare on the back, and that's the gas tank we were talking about. Black California plates. Let's get working on this car. It's summertime. We need to drive a little fun car like this. Everyone thinks it's a kit car, but it's really an MG. Just the way it came from the factory.